All right, a disturbing story out of the NFL Combine. Potential number 1 overall pick and Georgia Bulldog defensive tackle Jalen Carter has had a warrant issued for his arrest stemming from an incident that happened January 15th where a Bulldog staffer and a Bulldog teammate were killed tragically in a car accident. Carter is wanted in connection for reckless driving and drag racing. This is a very concerning story right on the eves of the NFL Combine. Carter did not answer any media questions today. He did end up releasing a statement, but man, some of the details are very disturbing and it's not looking great. Not the worst case scenario here, but it's not looking great for the potential number 1 overall pick and definitely the first non-quarterback off the board. So Georgia, this stems from an incident that took place January 15th, after the parade, after the national championship celebration in Athens, where a Georgia recruiting staffer, and an offensive lineman for the Bulldogs were tragically killed in an accident. 2 other members of the recruiting staff were in the car. They were just injured, but the 2 that lost their lives, and the story is not good. So police broke down. They've been investigating what caused this. They were suspected of speeding, but they've managed to get some security camera footage running down the strips of clubs, put together what happened, and it's very, very disturbing. So here's what the police had to say. The investigation found that Chandler LaCroix is the football staffer, driving a 2021 Ford Expedition, and Jalen Carter, driving a 2021 Jeep Trackhawk, were operating their vehicles in a manner consistent with racing. Shortly after leaving the downtown Athens area at about 2:30 in the morning, the evidence demonstrated that both vehicles switched between lanes, drove in the turn lane, drove in opposite lanes of travel, overtook other motorists, drove at high rates of speed in an apparent attempt to outdistance each other. Evidence indicate that shortly before the crash, the Expedition was traveling about 104 miles an hour. The toxicology report on LaCroix indicated her blood alcohol was 0.197, which is crazy. The legal limit in most states is 0.08. Some it's a little lower, so she was way over. I don't know how she was standing up. This was a small woman here. At the time of the crash, investigators determined that alcohol impairment, racing, and reckless driving and speed were significant contributing factors to the crash. So it was her. She passed away along with offensive lineman Devin Willock. But this is not good for Carter. She was racing Carter. You can only assume Carter was probably under the influence. Now, in the past, they don't have this. The problem is Carter left the scene of the crash. He was there when the crash happened. He apparently left, disappeared, and then was summoned back to the crash by Georgia football employees and the police about 90 minutes after the crash to answer questions. And the police say he was very inconsistent about his questions, whether he was racing, whether he wasn't. And this is just not good, obviously, whatsoever. Now, he's been charged with reckless driving and racing. In the state of Georgia, this carries up to a $1,000 fine or up to a year in prison, probably for both charges. So probably we're looking at probation most likely. It's not ideal. It just depends how much they're going to throw the book at him. How much can they prove? They're pulling it from security camera footages. Can you prove everything? Probably not. And it's just not a very good look to put on your record. He is the potential number 1 overall pick. And not to mention, what are the ramifications from other families, the people that were injured, the people that lost their lives. There's just a whole lot of circumstances going on. It's not the ideal way you want to bounce into the NFL with this looming over your shoulders. Now, a team's going to draft him high. Carter is the number 1 overall player for a reason. He's an absolute monster. It's just kind of these situations that are very, very concerning. I'm sure the teams are going to dig very, very deep into this, do their due diligence. Most of the time, they do a great job doing their due diligence on this situation. I don't expect Carter to face any jail time, but it's just less than ideal, man. It's very, very concerning. He had a great season. Now, he was at the Combine in Indianapolis this week, was preparing to work out, was going to show his stuff. He did not answer any questions today with reporters. He is returning. He is heading to Athens. He did release a statement. We're going to read that statement for you guys here. He said, "This morning I received a telephone call from Athens, Georgia Police Department informing me that 2 misdemeanor warrants have been issued against me for my reckless driving and racing. Numerous media reports have also circulated this morning containing inaccurate information concerning the tragic events of January 15th, 2023. It is my intention to return to Athens to answer the misdemeanor charges against me and to make certain that the complete and accurate truth is presented. There is no question in my mind that when all the facts are known, that I will be fully exonerated of any criminal wrongdoing. So he's sticking by it. He's saying he did not cause any problems here. He was not racing and or recklessly driving that caused the tragic accident. And what else are you going to say? Honestly, it's what you got to say. He released a statement. I'm sure his agent, lawyers, all went over this statement. He is going to return to Athens. He is going to answer this arrest warrant. So he's at least getting on top of it. He's not running away from it, because it'd be really awkward if he was like, I'm just not going back to Georgia. I mean, you can't really do that. You play in the NFL. I guess you're not playing the Falcons or getting drafted by the Falcons. I don't know, but this is a very concerning situation. It is developing. I'll have more updates as we learn more information. But for right now, not a good look for the potential #1 overall pick, Jalen Carter out of Georgia. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this going to hurt his draft stock? Is he going to face some serious penalties? Could he possibly be facing jail time? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.